It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us.
You're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault. And you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy, do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy. The dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
You will bring the jury.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
Is that correct?
I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for Trump's sake.
All right, I messed up all the buttons this afternoon, but welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Great to have you here on this wonderful Tuesday, a snowy Tuesday for some of you, including those of you who are up in the land of the Commonwealth, where the fans are spinning anyway. I need to find the She Found Out. Somewhere I've got that. Let's see, is that this one?
AI made me do it. AI made me do it.
That's not it.
Did the defendant find out how the FBI finds people in this case? Oh, she found out.
There it is. I've got that one. I got it. Okay. I found it. Welcome back, especially big welcome. Big warm welcome to Kim R., who was first in chat today. Kim, congratulations. You being first in chat comes with its prize, but it also comes with its punishment. We're going to focus on the punishment part for you. You are sentenced to internet ownership. Everything IP-related worldwide is your responsibility until we go live again next time. So thanks for taking care of the internet for the rest of us. Welcome.
Did the defendant find out how the FBI finds people in this case? Oh, she found out.
Oh, she found out. I just want to push it again. Welcome back. We're going to be going back to court here, starting off the afternoon. The judge has just declared, just before lunch, that we are, in fact, going to do a full schedule today. We're putting in all the hours. That means after lunch, we go home at 4. So we are only going to be here for 2 hours. That's it. I don't know why courts in Massachusetts work on an abbreviated schedule. It's practically a half a day. Practically. We only have 2 hours left after lunch. And I mean, we started at 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we took a lunch an hour, and then we did 2 more hours. By my count, this is a 5-hour workday. 5 hours. I'm in the wrong profession. I guess I'm not, because technically I get to work at the same time the court gets. but seriously, how many of you in your chosen field get to work 5 hours and call it quits for the day and be like, mission accomplished, we'll try again tomorrow? Pretty good stuff. Stacy, NYC, going through severe recovery addict withdrawal. Glad I'm back. Stacy, thank you. 9 months on the jury. Thank you very much for your support. Love it. Couldn't do this. It wouldn't be the same without you here, Stacy. I'm sorry you missed us. Welcome back. What exactly is Ari's profession? Well, I told you a few. I like to keep the pooper scooper one on the resume, just so you know that I'm used to shoveling stuff, and I can deal with hard jobs like repairing a dryer, like I did almost effortlessly yesterday. So I will tell you that I finished doing that, and then my wife said, by the way, the washing machine now, it's washing the clothes just fine, but it's not, the clothes aren't stuck to the outside of the washing machine like they normally are. You know, we've got one of those washing machines that has a turbo spin. It's like a turboprop for a plane, but it's turbo spin, and the thing fires up, and the turbo kicks in. It's like, it just spins up, and just spare fibers are just ripped from the clothes along with every bit of moisture on the spin cycle. And now they come out, you could probably wring some water out of them. So something is going wrong, which means I need to start watching some more YouTube videos and figure out how to fix my washing machine, which is much newer than my dryer. My dryer we've had for 6 months or 6 years. The washing machine is like a year old. It's one of those Samsung. It came with a QR code. That shows how new it is. It came with a QR code of how to fix it, but I can't get it because my email's full and I can't log into the QR thing. It's supposed to tell me on my phone the problem with the washing machine, which probably means just send it in for repair. Just mail your washing machine into the closest repair shop and they'll fix it. Detective Vids, can't wait for my serenade on Thursday for my birthday. Detective Vids, that's awesome. Thursday, your birthday, and it's podcast. And because it's the first podcast in December, we're giving out gift memberships. So lots of good things happening on Thursday. Yes, I'm not good with lawnmowers, believe it or not, although I did take a little bit of education in that area, working on Tecumseh and Briggs & Stratton engines. Failed the class, but had fun doing it. So that was good. We want to hear about your experience with picking locks. I will tell you my lock picking experience mostly revolves around my sales experience, which is sort of weird because I wanted to sell lock picks, which I probably should have researched a little bit more thoroughly before I ordered hundreds and hundreds of sets of lock picks from my supplier. But after ordering them and then doing a little more search and finding out that the USPS, FedEx, and UPS all view lockpicks as unmailable, that's a legal term, unmailable items, and that felonies might be involved if I sent them out, I ended up having to give them away, which was legal, believe it or not. I gave it away with a disclaimer saying, remember, there's a fine line between fun and felony. And as long as you follow these set rules, you won't get in trouble. First of all, never have the lockpicks in your possession when you break the law. Why? Because then they automatically are classified as burglar tools. And that's like an added modifier. There are some states you're not allowed to have them at all. Just don't go to those states. Tennessee, we're looking at you, right? And never pick a lock in use and a lock you don't own. There you go. Other than that, you just call it lock sport and call it fun. Walmart sells them. Oh, everybody sells them. It's just I would be the guy who gets stuck with it, and we're going to get that dude. They'll be, that was my knuckle. Oh, that hurt. It's okay. I've got like 9 more, but that was my favorite one. Anyway, I did Google that. Anyway, about that. I'm just excited. My daughter made me lunch today. She made me spaghetti for lunch. And she said I couldn't have any unless I gave her a compliment and told her how good it was beforehand, which I had to do. And it was worth it. It was good. I wanted to do lock picks. I wanted to sell lock picks because I love the idea of lock sport, the picking a lock for fun. And the first time you pick a lock, it is exhilarating. It is so much fun. If you've never done it, there are some places you can do it. But I wanted to sell a game where I was going to purchase a whole bunch of different locks, and the game is basically like a Monopoly game, but you open it up, it's got 2 sets of lock picks and a whole bunch of locks, and you have keys with all the locks, so you open them all up and you lock them together in chain. I think you have to like roll dice or something to choose which locks you get, and you have a set of locks and your opponent has a set of locks, and you have lock picks. And as you're picking locks, you take a lock off your chain and add it to the bottom of their chain. The first person to get to the bottom of the chain and run out of locks wins. I think it's a brilliant game. State laws have not caught up with my idea of fun. But it is just a wonderful. How long does it take to learn to pick locks? Minutes. It's so easy. Oh my goodness, it's so easy. Now it takes years and years to become proficient at it. But the tools are getting better and better. Yogi, now you tell me. It was on Scratch and it's a special. That's why we bought that one. All right. That said, we have, it's time to come back to court. It is 2:01. The court has been remarkably on time. That's why I'm remarking about it. All you need is a disclaimer and you're good. I just couldn't ship Amazon has rules against selling lockpicks. I know you can buy lockpicks on Amazon every day of the week from 1,000 different vendors, but it's against the rules. So I could not sell my lockpicks on Amazon. So instead I made a tool bag. It's a roll-up tool bag. I designed it myself. I sent it off. I got samples from the different manufacturers. I worked with them to design some new features that I had never seen in a tool bag before, and it was just brilliant. It's for everyday carry for those who wants to carry a set of lockpicks with them, and they aren't criminals, preferably. I designed this, and I put it on Amazon to sell it, and Amazon almost banned me as a seller, saying you're not allowed to sell lockpicks. I said, I'm not. It's just cloth. But they're like, no, that's lock-picking cloth. Apparently because the tool bag can hold lockpicks, and I had a picture that showed it holding lockpicks, and I also had one showing dental picks, and I had one showing holding pencils and gun file or gun punches and things like that. Nope, it's a lock-picking tool, so it got kicked off Amazon. They sent them all back to me. All right, fun little talk. I'm glad we had this TED Talk. Why are we talking about it? I don't know. I've had a lot of jobs. RIS on lists. So far, I'm still able to fly. I don't know how I avoided that list, but it's all good. Have not set up the tree yet, DSN. I just took down the Christmas decorations before Halloween so we could decorate for Halloween. So I'm just having a hard time putting them right back up again. Mr. Walsh being led back in by his personal entourage and removing his Gucci brand bracelets and anklets before trial starts. The jury will not ever see him cuffed and in shackles. There's a presumption of innocence, and it helps to not see the defendant let in like the common criminal. They are shiny red handcuffs because they belong to the jail transport or the courthouse crew. They don't want them to be confused with other handcuffs and get taken by, an officer or something. Dave McCormick, welcome. For those new to the channel, can you explain what it means to be seated? Taking a seat, as you see right here. Members who are any name that shows up in green have a couple perks, one of which is a little courthouse by their name. The color of courthouse indicates a relative time period or approximate time period they've been a member on the channel. And one of the perks is they get to take a seat. We reserve virtual seats for members here instead of having to stand in the back of the room. With the riffraff, you get to take a virtual seat in the virtual gallery. That's all it is. It's virtual. It's just a little way of saying thank you. And it is quite little, I admit. But it's a fun thing to do, and it responds with a little comment like this. It says, welcome, take your reserved seat. Those who are members of the gallery get reserved seats in the gallery. Those who are members of the jury get reserved jury seats, which are padded. And if you are at the attorney level of support, you get a reserved attorney level leather seat. All virtual, of course. But the view is phenomenal from the leather seats right there in the well. So it's great to have all of you. I love your support. All of you just being here is wonderful. So thank you. I've got to say, I appreciate all of you, and thank you. We almost hit 1,000 likes in the last stream, which was great. I just didn't have the patience to wait the last 3 seconds or so to make it happen. I was hungry. Can you blame me? The front row is apparently very wide. It is. We have not measured it, but they are padded fake seats. Yes. Members who are in green also have the benefit of not, when we get busy, of not being affected by slow mode status. They can chat as much as they want without delay. That's a YouTube feature if you're a member. And also, members have access to some channel-specific emojis that we've made that celebrate fun moments that we've had in trials gone by. So that is what more do you need to see? Yep. So when we return, when the judge comes back in, which is about right now, we expect Trooper Nicholas Guarano to
you are unmuted.
Testifying.
Thank you. Start with the note. I'm just going to stay here for now.
And we're starting with a siren, which means and a sidebar. Nice.
I'm trying to have court. Don't raise your voice again.
Which means we're going to go ahead and add our counter, our interruptions counter for outside interruptions. Up to 10. Anytime we hear cars honking outside or sirens going off or even cell phones in court or something like that happen in the courtroom, not my phone, of course, because the judge can't hear that. We're just add that total. So we like to count something every trial. Pamela Weisenbach just upgraded membership to the jury. Pamela, thank you so much. Go, move right on over. Get the padded seat. Thank you. Appreciate your support. That was awesome. You guys are hearing my fan running. Can you hear that? See, listen. You hear it now, but not right. Yeah, my fan noise is being picked up by my mic. I apologize for that. I can make it go away by putting, let's see, a noise gate on like this. And then you can still hear me when I talk, but it just clips the first 1,000th of a second and it just goes silent afterwards, which to me sounds weird. But if it's preferable to you, I will do it. Just let me know. Hearing nothing, I'll turn the noise gate back off. One of the fun features on a Rodecaster. All right. Any questions? Leave fan on. No, I was not turning the fan off. I was turning the mic actually. What a noise gate is. Imagine a gate that only opens when a cow is present, and it lets the cow through, and then the cow leaves, and then closes again. It's like that, but for a microphone. It only turns on when it detects noise, and then it turns off again. So if it's a very faint noise, something it thinks you probably didn't mean to make that noise, or that's probably not the noise I'm supposed to be hearing, the microphone stays off, which is sometimes helpful. Lori also upgraded your membership to a jury. Lori, thank you very much. Take your reserved seat as well. Move right on up. Member of the jury, thank you. Appreciate that. You can sit by red pen. There you go. I have a question. How long until he pleads guilty? Jersey Prods. This is a great question. I get the feel that defense has like one last hope, right? Like you are our last hope, like in the Star Wars. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my last hope. There's like one hope. If we could just keep this little bit of evidence out, then the state won't be able to prove every element of the case, and we have a chance. But if that evidence comes in, they might just be like, okay, we're waving the white flag. It's over. We lost. I just think that's the vibe I get from the courtroom, specifically because he already pled guilty on the two ones, like moving the body and lying to the police. It's basically an admission of everything but the act. Question, why does my dishwasher soap stop draining after it gets stitches in my knee from falling in snow?
Oh, yes, please.
If anything
Thank you.
can go wrong, it will. Loopy Lass, welcome to the gallery.
Court, please. Jurors entering.
Here comes the jury. Gilly May, I don't remember his initial attorney for the anti-Warhol stuff or the very beginning of the trial.
One in my head, one in my hands.
His boys, all under the age of, I think, 6, at the time. Now the oldest is 9.
Put us back in session. You may be seated.
And you may proceed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Loopy Lass. Appreciate that.
Marino, I just want to finish with that. Can you just remind me of the exhibit number in front of you on the binder?
Yes, it's Exhibit 79.
I just want to finish with Exhibit 79 with going back to initially page 598, record 2193. If you could just tell me the title for that.
Yes, Patrick Kearney, Google search.
Okay. And going then to page 600, record 2198.
Yes, this is Patrick Kearney, Wikipedia.
And could you please tell me the date and time for that?
Yes, January 1st, 2023, 11:30:57 a.m.
And in the course of your investigation, did you do anything to determine who Patrick Kearney was?
Yes, I did.
And what did you do to determine who Patrick Kearney was?
I went to the Wikipedia site that the user of the laptop went to.
I Googled the same thing.
And what did you learn?
That
Overruled.
Patrick Kearney was called the trash bag killer.
Thank you.
It came in. That was objected to previously.
Trooper, I want to
sustained.
ask
Now it's
you if you were able to, I want to ask you about what day you received your search warrants from the court. You had previously told us that it was January 10th of 2023. Is that correct?
No, I messed up the days.
What date was it?
I got the warrants on January 9th. I did the device extractions on the 10th.
Thank you. So that's still of 2023?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you very much. So, Trooper Carino, you made a forensic copy of the iPad Mini 6. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And that was item number 7 that you gave in the lab. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And after getting that search warrant on January 9th, how did you make the forensic copy of the device of the iPad Mini 6?
So I used Gray Key, which is specialized hardware and software, to extract the information from the device so we could look at it later.
Okay. And what date did you use the Gray Key?
That was January 10th of 2023.
Okay. And can you just explain the process to the jurors of using the Gray Key?
Yes, so we get the device, we plug it into the system. If a passcode is known, you enter the passcode. If not, it has the ability, depending on iOS and Apple product model, to brute force the passcode to guess it. And it can take anywhere from days to years.
Okay. And then once the information is extracted or a copy is made, what do you do with the data?
So we save it from the Gray Key server to our secure server so we can load that into whatever forensic software we want to use to look at it, whether it be Cellbrite or Axiom.
Because it's not in a readable format at that point. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's in an encrypted zip file.
Okay. And where is the actual device now, that iPad Mini 6?
That's at the Norfolk DA's office evidence room.
Okay. And after you made the forensic copy, then what did you do?
Well, the device would stay in evidence, and then we would load that, like as I said, into our forensic software to start looking at the information.
And what software did you use?
I used Cellbrite for this one, their
Okay.
physical analyzer.
Trooper, had you previously examined this device, that same device, the iPad Mini 6?
Yes, I had.
And when was that?
January 7th of 2023.
And how did you have possession of the iPad Mini 6?
It was given to us by Brian Walshe, the police.
And what forensic tool did you use when you first examined the iPad Mini that Brian Walshe gave to you?
I used the same products. I used Gray Key for the extraction and then Cellbrite Physical Analyzer to view the data.
And at that time, did you have the password?
Yes, I did.
And what was the password for that device?
121212.
And after making a forensic copy of the data, what did you do with the iPad that the police received from Brian Walshe on January 7th?
Devices were returned to Brian Walshe.
And was that same device in the Walshe residence on January 8th when you executed the search warrant?
Yes, it was.
And how do you know that it was the same device?
So when we plug a system into Gray Key, it creates a progress report showing the date and time that we plugged it in, the process it goes through, and creates a PDF. When we plug that same device in days later, as long as the extraction has been deleted off the server, it rereads and knows this is the same device, same serial number. The hash value for the information may be different because time has changed, so user input and changes to the device will show. So,
but the serial number is the same.
Yeah, serial number is the same. The Apple ID, the model number, all that stays the same.
And who assigns the serial number?
Apple, when it's manufactured.
Okay. So when you examined the device on January 10th, after the search warrant issued, did you determine who the iPad, whose Apple ID, for this iPad, whose Apple ID was associated with it?
Yes, I did.
And what was the Apple ID?
brw@10saleconsulting.com.
And was there a device name?
Yes, Brian's iPad.
And when you first examined the iPad Mini 6 on January 7th, what was the Apple ID?
The same, brw@10saleconsulting.
And what was the device name?
Again, the same, Brian's iPad.
Were you limited in the dates that the search warrant allowed you to examine?
Yes.
Sure.
Well, they go sidebars. They're talking about the iPad and the limited dates they're allowed to examine. Mailman just ruined Christmas for us. Thank you, Amazon. We clicked the "This is a gift" logo option on the order, and it arrived in a very obvious branded box that shows what the contents are. Yay for that. So, we'll see. 121212. It's a great password. I've seen worse. Only the younger kids don't know what it is yet. But I sell discreet packaging. I'm still trying to fix my washing machine while we talk here, which means I have to delete 228 megabytes of email from my free Yahoo email account so that I have enough room to accept the email I'm waiting from Samsung to get about why my washing machine is broken. So, all right. I got a new keyboard, and it's not helping with typos the way I had hoped. Is that how it works, Legally Blonde? Maybe next time try an alternative platform. This one was only sold there, what we're looking for. So I couldn't. DSN, thanks, RA, and our wonderful mods. Thank you, DSN. Appreciate that. I love the little tree you put here. Got a spare one. Just thank you very much for your support, DSN. Appreciate that. Sandy just gifted 10 memberships. 10 memberships. Congratulations to the recipients. Sandy, thank you for your generosity as well. Some great people here getting out of slow mode and moving into reserved seating. Congratulations to the recipients there. Speed Queen Washer, is that a brand? And Sandy just gifted another 10. Sandy! Oh my goodness. Hopefully all of you have your setting turned on to accept gifted memberships because it's getting quite generous in here. This is amazing. Sandy, that is very, very generous of you. Thank you for your support, and welcome to the lucky recipients. Oh. You guys are amazing. Karen, congratulations. Yes, it was amazing. Kelly H, thanks for the fist bump as well, for the super sticker. We're just now in evidence. We're just now, from what I gathered while I ran and grabbed the package, we're just now getting to the iPad search. Everything else that we heard was from the MacBook. And I'm wondering if they're going to divide it up by what they searched on what device. But yeah, the front loader needs to be open all the time to avoid bacteria. That's pretty much how we store our front loader as well. It's just one of those undocumented features. Kay in Maine says we're getting 8 to 12 inches of snow in my area of Maine today. Already have 5 inches out there. It's a winter wonderland. I know nothing about this case. Dr. Bullbutter, oh my goodness. You might have to go back and watch the last half of this morning. Just to understand. Brian Walshe is accused of killing his wife, Anna, on or about New Year's morning I was on New Year's Day because there was a friend over for New Year's who left. But the searches he did on Google starting that morning would indicate that Anna was not alive. And they had 3 young kids. She worked out of D.C. She may have been having an affair with somebody over there, and there may or may not be records of her taking trips to Europe with said person, who we will probably hear from later. But their marriage was going pretty well, according to him. He didn't call police when he said she suddenly died, and he found her dead in bed that New Year's morning. Instead, he shoved her body onto the floor and then decided to chop it up and dispose of it in various garbages. He went on a shopping spree of murder items, including Lowe's Tyvek suits. He got towels, he got bleach, he got hydrogen peroxide, he got hacksaws, hammers, a hatchet, pretty much all the parts, plastic tarping, all those parts, and most of them were found in a dumpster. With a lot of Anna's clothing that she was reported wearing when she was last seen. And his reasoning, at least what we can gather from the defense opening statement, was that he was worried that if people found out that she was dead, the kids would go to state custody because he had a pending sentencing in a felony art fraud case where he was selling a fake Andy Warhol painting. Convicted for that. The kids are, in fact, I believe, in state custody, is my understanding now, as a result of the situation for their parents, the mother passing away from murder, and the dad being in custody. So, what he feared came to be. There's more. There's more. There's a whole lot more in this one. This case has a little bit of everything mixed into it, but this was not a seasoned serial killer following protocol. This was a bumbling amateur who Googled every part of the timeline of the murder, especially the cleanup, and followed step-by-step instructions from the best sources on the interwebs. And all that's coming in today. So he pled not guilty. He did plead not guilty. Well, he's pled not guilty to the murder charge. Last week, he pled guilty to the other 2 charges. The first one of conveying a corpse illegally or something to that effect, basically moving a dead body without permission, and also misleading police in an investigation, which have been all his interviews. All of day 1, most of the morning from day 2, were interviews where he was lying to police about Anna, pretending that she was just gone and didn't know where he was. He did not call police when she was missing. His work called the police. And then he's like, yeah, I probably should have called. Well, he didn't call the police because he was busy chopping and bagging and didn't want to get caught doing that. And doing all the cleanup and the Googling. So he was so upbeat in his interview. He was cheery. He was helpful. He was enthusiastic. He was happy. He was anything but concerned. Not concerned. It looks like they might be coming back here. Brian's shuffling in his seat a little bit. Yeah. When you have Google searches like how to get rid of a body if you really need to, and hacksaw, best tool for dismembering. How long after dead to inherit? Searches like this, they don't look good when they're read out in court in front of a jury. It's not what you want them to hear. But we've got nearly 50 of these searches that we've heard of already, and every single one of them is incriminating. Some of them even including the terminology of murder in his search term, like how to clean up a body after murder, how to get rid of a body after murder, how to get away with murder. The searches are missing context. Yes, please fill in the details and the gaps. Help me understand what I'm missing from that. Also searches, my wife is missing and presumed dead. Is it okay if I still use her credit card? Or something to that effect. Best state for a man to divorce a week before. Yeah. All right. Anyway, all that was happening, and we're still in court. The jury's been told to keep an open mind, but defense has admitted that Brian Walshe lied to the police, and he knew Anna was dead before he did his first interview with them. And the jury heard a day and a half of interviews with police where he's just lying and lying and lying to police. So what a great start. What is his defense? He says that she just suddenly passed away, and he panicked and chopped her up and threw her away. Not very reasonable. Wait for the mics to be turned back on after the sidebar. Blamed his son for some of the searches on the iPad. His son was 6 years old. Can't spell his own name, let alone murder. Panic chop is just as you do, yes. Went straight to choppy.
Trooper, the warrant that you wrote, that you sought, you limited the dates to 12/25/22 through January 8th of 2023 for the data that you could look at. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And so you followed those dates when you were doing your search?
Yes, you're able to edit the information down to that set time frame.
And so you did an examination of the web history for the iPad Mini, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so you did it for both initially for when Mr. Walshe had given you the device, and then you did it again when you sought a search warrant. You did 2 extractions of that and analysis, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And, Your Honor, that has been marked as exhibit number 8.
There's an outside
Previously as exhibit number
interruption.
And noting the prior objections, any new objections? Okay. That's item number 7, is that correct?
That is item number 7, the iPad Mini. Thank
Okay. So I now marked and in evidence as exhibit 80 is the extraction for item 7, the
Thank you. And my
iPad Mini 6.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
And Trooper, I'll show you the cover has report 1 and report 2. And there's a yellow piece of paper that divides them.
Okay.
Can you just tell me the difference? Report 1.
He's running out of room for his binders.
When those were done.
They're balanced under the desk. He's about to kick one of them off.
So report 1 was just an extraction of the web history that I created to send out in email format on January 7th. And just go to the next page here.
So that was from when Brian Walshe gave police the device?
That's correct.
And report 2?
Yes, let me just get to it. And report 2 is post that. This has a date of 11/10/2025 using, again, physical analyzer for the web history.
Okay, and that's from the search warrant content, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and what makes the PDF reports different, besides one was given to police and one was based on a search warrant?
Yeah, so Cellbrite and all of these companies, they come out with constant software updates. This is a far older version of Cellbrite that I used. This is just a newer version, so it might have some columns extra that the older version didn't have.
So you're pointing, and if
I'm
you
sorry,
could just
yes.
if you could just use your words.
Yes. Yeah, so each report has different columns. It's the same information, but it's just extra. It may have an extra column of information. That's the only difference.
So the second report in the file that software was updated, is what you're saying?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So you said that the binder contains the web history from the iPad. So those are the same? The web history is the same?
Yes, nothing was taken out from the web history. It's whatever was there from that date and time frame.
Okay. And the binder, you said that the binder contains the web history from the iPad. And what had you looked at with the MacBook? Also web history?
Yes, it's the Safari Web. It's just called a little different in Axiom, just how they name it.
Okay. And what did you find between the MacBook and the iPad web history?
So the web history for the iPad, other than numerous more YouTube videos, had the same searches that we saw that are in the MacBook.
Were you able to determine which device, the laptop, meaning the MacBook, or the iPad, the searches originated from?
Yes, I was.
How?
So initially, I had only looked at the iPad first and had believed that they possibly had come from that. By extracting the database from each device and then loading it into a SQLite browser, which is another program to just view the databases, I was able to see that the MacBook had a designation of 0, showing that it originated on the MacBook, whereas the iPad did not have that. It had an unknown source.
Okay. And what did that indicate to you?
That the MacBook, all of these searches that were done on the MacBook were native to that machine, not from another device coming over.
So what did that indicate that had happened with the iPad?
Well, that due to the Apple IDs being the same in both devices, the iPad during setup must have had the sync function on because it was able to sync the web history to the iPad, but not the iPad to the MacBook.
And what does sync mean?
Synchronize. Apple makes their products, so if you use the same Apple ID on your phone, your laptop, and your iPad, it shares all the information, so you're not constantly switching between devices.
What does
If a user does not change the settings, the data can sync across devices that are signed in with the same Apple ID? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So if you look back at the big binder, that being Exhibit 79, and you look at like record 2365 on page 650. Thank you. It says...
What's the record number we're looking at?
2365, Your Honor. Okay. It says in the... I'm sorry. If you could go up, Ms. Gilman. Yeah, 2364, I should have said. In that URL, it says channel equals iPad underscore BM and source. What does that mean?
So it's reading that channel is iPad underscore BM. BM stands for bookmark or favorites. So it's the Google search engine is a favorite in the iPad.
Does that show that the search originated on the iPad then?
No.
So why is that appearing?
I'm not 100% sure of how or why Apple codes it this way, but it's that the iPad and the MacBook are synced, so the iPad has Google as its saved bookmark search engine.
Thank you. You can take that down. Thank you very much. Did you forensically copy the iPhone 13 mini and iPhone SE pursuant to a search warrant?
Yes.
And these are Apple products?
Yes, they are.
Okay. And are you familiar with an iMessage?
Yes, I am.
And what is the difference between an iMessage and a text message?
So the iMessage is going from Apple device to Apple device, whereas a text message is going Apple device to an Android. You'll know this if you have an Apple phone, you get the blue messages, and if you send it to someone who doesn't have an Apple phone, you're getting the text box is green.
So what was the process that you followed to make a forensic copy of the phones?
The same as the iPad, plugged it into GrayKey, did the extraction, and then from there saved it to our server and would be able to load it up later into Cellbrite to analyze it.
Same process?
That's exactly right.
Okay. And could you forensically copy both phones at the same time?
No, as I said, we only have one GrayKey machine, so we have to do one device at a time.
Okay. And then were you able to look at the device on a program like Cellbrite?
Yes, that's what I use, Cellbrite Physical Analyzer.
And had you previously viewed the data on the iPhone Mini 13?
I did a cursory look with Trooper Connor Keefe, but I didn't go deep into it.
Okay. And how had you accessed the iPhone 13 Mini previously?
The same way. It's through GrayKey, downloaded it, and Cellbrite Physical Analyzer to view it.
But had Mr. Walsh given that to police?
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Okay. And when was that?
January 6th or 7th? January 6th, I'm sorry, 2023.
And you had worked, you said, with Trooper Keefe on that?
That's correct.
All right. And did you have a password for that iPhone 13 Mini?
Yes, we did.
And what was that password?
1975-12.
And were you able to determine a phone number for that iPhone 13 Mini?
Yes, I was.
And do you know the phone number?
Yes.
And what is that phone number?
617-939-8646.
And what is the Apple ID for that phone?
So there were two listed, Diana_Walsh at Comcast.net, I believe, and then Brian R. Walsh at gmail.com.
So that's not the same as the MacBook and the iPad?
No, that's correct.
So what's the significance of that?
Well, that the phone wouldn't sync to those other two devices.
Did you examine the device to see if the iPhone Mini 13 was used on January 1st and 2nd of 2023?
Yes, I did.
And how did you do that?
I pared it down by date and then looked at the device events.
And were you able to prepare a report?
Yes, I was.
And how did you prepare that report?
I exported the device events from the phone from Cellbrite Physical Analyzer to PDF.
Marked as Exhibit 81.
Kells Bells, thanks for gifting 5 memberships.
No.
Super generous.
What's the item number on this one, since that's what I've been keeping track of these?
Oh, the item number on this one is... Five.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get that
Extraction for item 5
user
for
word
iPhone
soundbite. So
13
give me a
Mini
second.
is now in evidence. It's Exhibit 81.
Your Honor, might Ms. Gilman display this?
She may.
Might she? She may.
Thank you. If you could just do the top columns. Thank you. Trooper, what is event type?
The event type is what the phone records, what it did. So shown here, device lock status.
What is value?
What happened with the phone. So showing, the first one is showing unlocked.
What is additional information?
If the phone recorded any additional information, the how it was plugged in or anything, it would show in this column here.
What is AC charger? If you could go down just a little bit, Ms. Gilman. A little bit more. Keep going to AC charger. Thank you. What is AC charger?
So line 5 shows the charging method, and it shows that it was plugged into an AC wall charger.
What is that?
Like when you plug in at home to your alternating current in the wall.
Thank you.
Sorry.
What is USB port?
That's the charging method. It was plugged via USB port.
What is a port?
To charge the phone.
What is source?
The source is the location of where the information came from the device, like how it recorded it.
So there are two options, I believe. If we could see Knowledge C and Biome?
Yes, it's two different locations how Apple stores data. Knowledge C is the main database. Biome is a secondary repository for the information.
And what is deleted?
If the event was deleted from the phone.
What is?
Going through the report, what event was associated with this device on January 1st, 2023 at 7:57 a.m.? And these are all converted UTC times, correct, for Eastern Standard Time?
That's correct. If you look, it says UTC -5 in the parentheses.
Thank you. So 7:57
yes.
a.m. So that's device number 2?
Yes. So it shows 1 and 2 show the same items. 1 just shows the start time, 7:57 a.m. The device lock status, the phone was unlocked.
And how long was it unlocked?
Approximately 2 minutes.
And what time does the device become locked?
7:59:45 a.m.
And after the device becomes locked, what happens next to it?
8:09:12 a.m. on January 1st, it is plugged in.
And then what happened?
It recorded 2 charging things 2 seconds apart. And then after at 11:23 a.m., the device is unlocked again.
Okay, and then what happens?
It is then locked at 11:24:15.
And then what happens?
The device is...
I'm having a conversation with a 2-year-old.
12:38:40. It's unlocked again on the first.
Why? And then what happens?
And then it's locked again at 12:39:20 on the first.
And then does the phone get unlocked?
Yes. 12:45:20.
And then what happens?
And locked again at 12:46:49.
And then what happens?
It is unplugged on the first at 1:42:02 p.m. And then unlocked on January 2nd at 2:25 p.m.
How can an iPhone be unlocked?
There's 2 ways, Face ID or by inputting the passcode.
This is too thorough.
Trooper, in addition to your digital forensics work on this case, did you transport evidence from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner to the crime lab?
Yes, I did.
And generally, what did you pick up?
I believe there was 7 bags of rug, some metal, tissue, and I believe hair.
And how large were those bags?
The bags of rug were like not as big as a lawn leaf bag, but a large brown bag, and the other ones were smaller.
And when was that?
January 11th of 2023.
And where did you take those?
To the Maynard Crime Lab.
And what did you do when you arrived at the lab?
I turned them over to Crime Lab staff and filled out their intake paperwork.
And did you submit those for processing?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
And you got a receipt for that you
Yes.
dropped those off?
Yes, they gave me a copy of the intake form.
Donna Littlefield, thank you as well.
Yes.
Vic Stefani, OG, 22 months, been away for a little while. I'm happy to be home. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much. Kells Bells also gifted 5 memberships. You guys are amazingly generous. Thank you, all of you. Let's see if this gets spicy. This is the gentleman who likes to yell at us a little bit. So.
Good afternoon, sir.
Go. Oh, he's walking already. He's pacing. Nope, it's going back
I
to
think
his
I'm going to
place.
stay here
Good,
for a
please.
while, so we get a good recording. I
For the
want to talk
appeal.
to you about this timeline, this date that you referred to. You applied for a warrant from 12/25 to January 8th of 2023, correct?
That's correct.
And when I said 12/25, of course, I meant 12/25/22, correct?
Yes, 2022.
And when you draft a warrant, you are the one that picks the dates, correct?
Depending on the investigation, it can be yes.
Okay. And you were asked that question, that you applied for the warrant, and those were the dates that you requested.
Yes.
Now, it's fair to say, isn't it, that once you began an investigation in a case, and if you learn more information, there's nothing stopping you from going back to a court and applying for a further warrant, correct?
It would depend, because the courts have shown that we need to have a specific time frame, so I would need some information to show why I would need to go back to write for an earlier time.
Okay, well, but if you have that further information, nothing stops you from going back to the court and asking for a different warrant that encompasses different time periods.
Yeah, I could.
Okay, now, one of the things is that you don't have any information to tell this jury about of any of the data on the MacBook that originated before December 25th of 2022.
Confused by your question, so sorry. Yeah.
The data that you're telling this jury about today, you've said it a couple of times now, it's limited to 12/25/22 through January 8th, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So that's the data you're talking to them about, correct?
Yes, I only viewed that information.
You would agree with me, wouldn't you, that you have the entire contents of the MacBook, don't you?
I do have the contents.
And how far in date does the content go back on the MacBook?
I have no idea. I didn't look.
Because you limited your warrant to 12/25/22.
That's correct.
So if you thought, as an officer involved in an investigation, that there might be some important information that predates 12/25/22, you have every right, and there's a procedure for you to go back to the court and explain to the court why you think there might be more information back before 12/25, and see if you could get a warrant to cover that earlier information.
If I had information showing that there was more, then I could, yes.
Okay, and you never did.
I don't believe I had any other information showing that I needed to.
And you didn't have any information that you thought it would be important to your investigation to go back before December 25th, did you?
For my role, that's correct.
Okay. So, when we heard about, for instance, this Pornhub search that occurred on 12/27, remember that?
Yes, sir.
And we heard about some other Pornhub reviews, like Chatterbait, correct?
That's correct.
And something about Miss Bell, correct?
About what?
Miss Bell?
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
I'm sorry, Miss B.
So Miss B.
Record 831. Do you have? I apologize.
We're going to go back there, apparently. The attorney on cross-examination.
I don't have that book up here
with all the details ahead of
Let
him
me
to
ask you
talk
this.
about.
Do you remember
Let's talk about
seeing
the corn.
also a reference in the very same data that you've told this jury about that talked about a movie called, or something called, Slade Dominant Scarlet?
I would have to see it, but could I double check?
I don't think you want to see that either. list of things not to Google at home or anywhere
Pedestal
else.
doesn't work quite right.
I have my copy. If you want to just tell me the page, I can look. If that's
You know,
okay.
I do apologize. I'm going to give you the page in just a second.
Okay.
I don't know
What,
why.
832?
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
What was it?
Like, I was just looking at that.
832.
Graders, you strayed too close to the line. And you got burned a little bit.
Oh, record 832. I'm
Record
sorry. I thought you said
832.
page
It's
832.
on page 227.
Thank you. All right. All right, I'm there. And yep.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Sure.
So now I want to focus your attention to record 831
Yes.
on page 226. Do you have that?
I do, sir. Thank you.
And it references something called Slade Dominant Scarlet Straps Cecilia. Right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, you didn't testify about that to the jury, did you? Today, on direct examination.
No, I wasn't asked.
You would agree with me, wouldn't you, that when you look at these searches involving Pornhub, that in fact there's a number of, and I keep referring to them as searches, but let me just ask this. There's a number of web pages that refer to what I'm going to characterize as pornography, correct?
It's about 10.
Right. And am I right to say that that cheating wife reference, what's the entire title of the cheating wife reference?
Cheating wife seduces another man to impregnate her. Scarlet Scandal, Seth Gamble, Erotica X, Pornhub.com.
Do you have any idea how that particular porn movie, whatever it is, do you know how it came about?
Did you watch it? Is that what he's asking?
The only thing I say is that Pornhub was viewed and that that video was selected.
Okay. You would agree with me, wouldn't you, that there is no specific search term for cheating wife, is there?
Well, it wasn't in a Google search. It was through Pornhub, so it doesn't record that.
Okay, so your answer is, I agree with you, or yes.
That there's no specific terms listed? That is correct. The video was there. Clicked on it.
Because you've already told this jury, and they saw it in a number of examples, that when the user enters a particular search term, the user, that it's a particular word, and then there's generally a plus sign that attaches it to the next search term, correct?
Only in the Google search engine.
Okay. And with regards to this movie Cheating Wife, there is no indication that the term cheating or the term wife or anything else was used to get to that movie.
As I said, I can't view any terms that were put into Pornhub, so it only shows me that search query in Google.
And let me ask you this. Part of your investigation, did you ever go and view some of that movie?
No, I did not.
Okay. But you did testify that there were times, like for other searches, you went and followed the document and the links, and you reviewed the document.
That's correct.
But with regard to this movie, you have no idea what this movie is about, correct?
That's correct.
And you don't know, then, prior to December 25th of 2022, how many times, whoever was looking at the MacBook, how many times they frequented porn movies at Pornhub, do you?
I didn't look at any data prior to December 25th.
Okay. And you don't know how long this person that was looking at this movie, how long they viewed the movie, or if they viewed it at all.
I do. It shows me a time frame of 7 minutes.
Okay, 7 minutes And how long is the movie?
I have no idea.
So someone started watching that movie, they watched it for 7 minutes, and that was the end of it. Is that your testimony?
That's correct. And then I went to that Slade Dominant Scarlet video.
Okay. And that Slay Scarlet, do you recognize the fact that there is some actress referred to with regards to the cheating wife name that's also named Scarlet?
That's correct.
So it's fair to say, isn't it, that you have no idea as you sit here today whether the person who is looking at this porn hub video, if they're trying to get access to movies that have perhaps their favorite actress or anything else of the sort, do you?
I don't know who this person is, so I have no idea.
So your answer is no.
That's correct. I don't know.
Can we go back to the murder searches?
And quite frankly, Trooper, isn't it fair to say that when you open up some website like Pornhub, it comes open and it has all of these possible selections you can make?
I don't know. I'm not a peruser of Pornhub, but sure it has options.
Okay. So you have no idea what options were presented to the person that opened up this page, do you?
No, I don't.
But yet, it was important enough to include it in the data that you put into that binder?
With the information that we knew, yes.
Okay. And that information, let's just cut to the chase here, is because of the word cheating wife, isn't it?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, so just the fact that there was a phrase involving cheating wife, that to you was something that, okay, let's just include that in all this data and throw it out. Correct?
No.
Okay. So you didn't take the time to look to see what the movie was about. I understand that, correct?
That's correct.
You didn't take the time to see if the actor, in the other movie, Slay, Dominant, whatever, was the same actress in the other movie, right?
That's correct.
So you really just said, oh, I see the phrase cheating wife, and so I think that's important, so I'll include it in my data.
I'm going to object, Your Honor. It's a time.
I'll see you at the sidebar, side of the bench.
I'm just going to hold the button down for a while because oh my goodness. We're about to have almost another hot mic. Watch his mouth. Watch his mouth. See. Oh, I wanted to see if he said something. This is about the point in the Karen Reed trial where he uttered a hot mic phrase. I don't know. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. These websites are not a sponsor, by the way, that keep getting mentioned. Not a sponsor of the show. Not soliciting their sponsorship. I'm still trying to delete emails from my other email. I apparently have 322,000 unread emails in my oldest email account, which may or may not be connected to a site known as yahoo.com. Deleting 1,000 messages. All junk. Everything's junk. Right now I'm deleting emails from just 1,000 messages from a company called SoFi, which apparently wants me to get a mortgage through them. I'm feeling a little flushed today. Is it hot? Is it hot in here, you guys? It's just, okay, delete. Now I'm deleting 1,000 more. Yeah, I think I'll have some water as well. Good idea.
So, first, my apologies, because I'm afraid that my question is misleading the jury. Go back. This binder that has been marked as an exhibit contains the entire contents of what you found on the MacBook between the dates of 12/25/22 and January 8th of 2023.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So when I suggested in my question that you, sir, selected certain things, that is completely wrong, isn't it?
That's correct.
Okay. And so I should have used this word. You would agree that you were focused on, by the question, you were focused on the title cheating one, correct?
Yes, I was asked that in direct.
Okay.
It's all about the
But you were
scraps.
never focused on direct examination as to the other porn movie, the Slay Dominant or whatever the title is, right?
That's correct.
And since you decided not to go back prior to December 25th of 2022, you really can't tell this jury how many times and how many different movies were viewed on this MacBook porn.
It's not entirely true.
Because of the 12 visits?
That's correct. So I could look at visits and it could tell me Pornhub was visited. I'm just trying to look here to see how many times. And then it would also tell me, the video would also tell me how many visits. But I'm not sure if that's the entirety of the Spire history or just what I've collected.
Right. You're not sure if it's the entirety of what? Finish that sentence.
The web history that's in the device, yes.
So you just don't know.
That's correct. I didn't go back.
And
The argument basically means that there could be more that incriminates him that we didn't get. We just didn't go back farther. Defense attorney has the difficult task of distracting the jury from the terrible Google searches they heard by something so shocking that they'll forget about the 50 some odd murder-related Google searches and only remember the crazy antics of the defense attorney.
so I want to ask you now
Is this the context you were talking about, Greeners?
questions about
About microphones and how close to stand to them.
what you testified to on direct examination.
Okay.
Let's just start with the iPad Mini 13, device number 5. That's been marked as Exhibit 81. You told the jury about the events that you looked at, the event log that you created, correct?
Yes, well, it was an iPhone Mini 6, not a Mini 13. The phone was the Mini 13.
Okay. And well, you told us about Exhibit 81 being locked and unlocked, correct?
Yes, for the iPhone.
Okay. And you told us about how it could be locked or unlocked using either a password or face recognition.
Yes, that's correct.
And how long did it stay unlocked and then locked in the time period that you looked at?
I would have to see the report again, but I believe it's a couple minutes for each.
Okay. And did you ever determine what was being done on the phone during the time it was unlocked?
Again, I'd have to look at the Cellbrite report to see other activity or go through the timeline view to see what the phone was doing. I didn't do a full invest into the phone. Trooper Keefe did.
I see. So Trooper Keefe can tell us about that.
I think so.
All right. it's fair to say that using Celebrite, this software you told us about, you can create reports that include certain information and exclude other information.
Yes.
And you can create reports, so to speak, with the Celebrite software that are restricted by date, correct?
That's correct.
And you can do term searches, correct?
Yes.
Well, you can, yeah.
Well, I was thinking my question was going to be if you're doing like an entire phone search, or you're just looking, say, messages or web history, because there's different places to search these terms, or whatever you're looking for, say a phone number or whatever.
Okay. So you can decide what information you want to look at using Celebrite, and then whatever information you're looking at, you can dictate what terms you think are important to search for, and then you can search for them.
Yes, if I had specified terms that I need to look for, yes.
Okay. And did you do a term search on the MacBook for instance, divorce?
No. For the MacBooks, I didn't do any term searches. I just did by timeline from what was allowed in the warrant.
Are you aware of the fact that, well, let me ask you this. On that MacBook that you told us about sometime, the reference to divorce and all the things we heard on direct examination, that only occurred on 12/27 of 2022. Is that fair to say?
I can only say what I've looked for from that time frame. If anything happened prior, I don't know.
But my question is, what you testified to, the references that you were asked multiple times on direct examination regarding divorce only occurred on 12/27.
That's correct from what I have.
And what was the time period for where all those searches you told us about referencing divorce? What was the time period?
I don't remember the exact time. I believe it was around 11 o'clock in the morning, but I could be mistaken. I would have to look.
What was the time period that was encompassed that covered the entire divorce searches that you referenced on direct examination?
As I said, I don't know the exact time. I would have to look to see.
And what time did those divorce searches that you referenced in direct examination, what time did they occur?
Again, I'd have to look at the notes to see the exact date and times.
But you would agree they only occurred on 12/27?
I believe that's the when they all happened, yes.
And one of the searches that you told the jury about had to do with something like 10 best states?
I think it was 5, but yes, 5 best states.
Did you take the time to look at those documents that were referred to those searches?
I don't know if I looked at all of the divorce ones.
Are we going to find out which states are the best?
And you would agree that if someone were to be searching for divorce, they could be searching for the topic of divorce and how divorce might affect protection of family assets. You'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
Could that?
Yes.
It could, yes.
And are you aware, Trooper, as you sit here today, that around that time of December 27th, are you aware of the fact that Brian Walshe and Anna Walshe were talking about the sale of one of their properties?
I did see Zillow searches in the MacBook for apartments in D.C., I believe, but I didn't know anything about sales.
Okay. Did you ever take the time to examine the phone that belonged to Brian Walshe?
Again,
Does it form?
Is that
Sustains. Specify what you're talking about, counsel.
Let's go easier on
what
the
are
mods
the
here.
phones that you examined that were associated to Brian Walshe?
As I said, I only did a cursory look through the iPhone 13 regarding the device events, and that was about it.
So would Trooper Keith know more about that?
Yes, he did most of the mapping. Yes, that's true.
So I guess my next question is, Are you aware of text messages between Brian Walshe and Anna Walshe encompassing the dates of December 25th and December 30th of 2022?
No, there were none in the devices that I looked at.
So when you were asked questions about your review of the MacBook and references to the divorce on or around 12/27, you, as you sit here today, you have no idea what was going on in text messages between Anna Walshe and Brian Walshe.
That's correct.
And you said you reviewed some of the documents that were associated with the divorce searches. Did you see any documents that specifically referenced what states were more beneficial when it comes to fees and the timing for judgment nisi and things like that in the context of a divorce?
Unless it was listed on the webpage, I didn't see any specific searches for that itself.
And did you, as you sit here today, do you recall reading any documents associated with those divorce searches that had to do with protecting assets of family?
No, I looked at these years ago. I haven't looked at them since.
You guys go easy on the mods. They've had to delete a lot of messages. Let's try to focus on the current testimony, not the previous one.
Those searches that you were asked about on direct examination coming from the MacBook and the data that you extracted, the many searches that had to do with Chase. You recall those questions?
The Chase Bank?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's fair to say that by looking at the data that you based your direct testimony on, you cannot tell at all what specific data was being reviewed.
Again, if I can see the websites listed, sometimes it'll say you're in the accounts dashboard. It could list out, but again, I'd have to see exactly what you're describing.
Cooper, I guess the reason I'm asking, let me ask you this way. Okay. You investigate a case, correct?
Yes.
You're charged with looking at data like this, and you use specialized forensic tools to look at the data, correct?
Yes.
And you're trained to look at the data and try to interpret what the data is, correct?
Yes.
And then you share that information, don't you, with the Commonwealth, correct?
Correct.
And so now you were brought in here as a witness, and you were just asked questions about all of these searches that occurred regarding Chase, correct?
Yes.
And is it your testimony then today that the Commonwealth never sat down with you and said, tell us what you can tell us about what's being looked at on those Chase searches?
I wasn't asked to explain every Chase website to them.
But were you asked a simple question? Can you tell us what the person actually viewed with regards to a Chase account?
Again, if I see the data, I can explain it, but I can't say everything.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah. No, I don't understand your question then.
Well, have you sat down with the Commonwealth in the context of this specific case and those Chase searches and tried to explain to them what it is, as the digital expert in the case, what was being viewed on the Chase accounts?
Just that Chase had been, the website for the Chase account had been visited.
And that's it?
That's correct.
Yawn from the witness. How can you sleep at a time like this?
You would agree with me, wouldn't you, Trooper Greeno, that when someone enters specific search terms, then the browser or the search engine that they're using will generate a number of results, correct?
Yes.
And then the user can click on some of those results or bypass some of those results and just go to some other results.
That's correct.
And when you would agree with me then that when search results appear, they can lead the viewer, the user, to then follow that link and go someplace else, correct?
It's going to be based on the search term, and then it can send you to something similar, but not exactly what you wrote.
And is that what you told the jury about redirect?
That's correct.
And so when a user gets redirected to some other website or something, that's not that's not a result of the user saying, I want to be redirected. That is the software doing it on its own.
Well, the user would have to click on the web page for it to open for them to see it.
Right, but to be redirected, it's the algorithm or whatever's going on that directs the user to some other website.
Again, but it's going to be similar terms to what that were written. It's not like they type in, basketball and they get sent to, something about space.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me. I'm not asking you. I'm saying someone types in particular search terms, and then the software, the browser, then generates search results.
That's correct.
And at times, the browser and the software redirects the user to something that it thinks, hey, maybe this is what is relevant to what you're looking at.
Yes, that's correct.
And I know that it doesn't talk to the user, but you understand that.
Yes.
And you saw instances of that in your review of the data in the map.
Yes, I don't know the exact number, but there's a handful that I saw.
And Trooper Greeno, when someone is doing a search for something like how to dispose of a body, did you follow that link to the result of that specific query?
Don't know if that specific one, but I did go to many of the ones that were listed.
And so as you sit here today, can you tell the jury then that if you were to put in that particular query, how to dispose of a body, that the results would include things like cemetery names or other things like that?
Well, it would constantly change. So if I did it now, the results would be nothing like they were 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, and that wasn't my question,
Yeah.
but that's fine. Let me ask it again. That if someone were to enter specific search terms like how to dispose of a body, the results could simply be, here, take the body to a cemetery, something like that.
Again, I would have to search it to see. I can't say
So you
definitively.
didn't do that.
For that specific one, no.
And so it's fair to say that when someone is using specific search terms, sometimes you have to add additional terms to get information that might be more helpful to what you're asking about.
So like adding more words? Is that what you're saying? That could be, yes.
So it could be the fact that to get more specific information about, for instance, how to dispose of a body, you would then have to add another search term like murder to get more specific information that you might be looking for.
I can't say.
So you didn't try that out in your context of your investigation in this case.
Again, this was years ago that I did this, so I have no recollection of it.
But you would agree with me, wouldn't you, that just in a general context, whether we're talking about terms like murder or any other term, sometimes to get more search results, you have to add more terms.
Again, I can't say for certain.
So you would agree, wouldn't you, that your review of the MacBook data that you extracted, that all of these dark search queries that you were asked specifically on direct examination, that they all occurred only after 4:52 a.m. on January 1st, 2023?
That I was able to see, yes.
When you say able to see, what do you mean?
Well, I didn't have anything going back prior to the 25th, so I only have what was limited via the search warrant, but everything was from the 1st to about, I believe, the 4th.
Right, but we've already been through this,
Yeah.
so let me ask you again. If you wanted to see if there was a searches conducted on this MacBook where someone is trying to figure out how to dispose of a body before January 1st of 2023, and you thought that was important to your investigation, once again, you could have gone back and applied for a warrant to see if there were, right?
Well, I'd have to show probable cause for the warrant to show why I would need to go back further than the 25th that I've already written for.
So you had no probable cause then to go back to the court and say, I have reason to believe that someone might have been trying to learn how to dispose of a body prior to January 1st of 2023 at 4:52 in the morning.
Objection.
Overruled.
That's correct.
I think he's trying to say that it's
In
not
fact, in all of your
premeditated.
examination of the data that you did look at, the data that you chose to limit to 12/25 to January 8th, you saw nothing in the data dating back to 12/25 that indicated any searches that were relevant to how to dispose of a body.
That's correct.
You saw no searches about anything about DNA or anything of the sort.
That's correct.
You saw no searches about how to get rid of blood.
Yes.
You saw no searches about how to use hydrogen peroxide to clean up.
Yes.
Yes, meaning you didn't see any.
Yes, that's correct. I didn't see any.
But you would agree then, just try to end this particular topic, that if you had what you've referred to this jury here, probable cause to think someone had tried to plan murder, you could have gone and applied for a warrant to see if there was data on that map.
Objection.
Sustained.
This is going to be a wild case if this is how we go the entire time.
In your review of the MacBook digital data, did you see anything indicating a search for a man named William Festa?
Yes. Was that on? I believe so.
Do you recall when that search was?
I don't. I believe it was prior to January 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
So you have no recollection, as you sit here today, that you had a discussion with the Commonwealth about searches specific to William Nelson?
No, that's correct.
By the way, I understand that these exhibits, these bindings, sometimes they're referred to as reports, but it's a report generated by Celebrate, correct?
That's correct. Or Axiom.
Or Axiom.
Yeah.
And regarding a report, you never wrote any report summarizing what it was that you found on the map.
That's correct. I take it directly from the software. That way I don't make any mistakes from transcribing it from one to another.
And is it fair to say that this binder that you have there on the shelf, it's 1,034 pages long, correct?
I believe so.
And it contains many, many entries referred to as records, correct?
Yes.
How many records?
I can tell you in a second.
Mm-hmm.
$3,677.
Out of those 3,677 records created in this Celebrate report, can you tell the jury how many of those records are relevant to your investigation specific to this case?
The exact number of the records? No, I couldn't.
Can you give us an estimate?
No.
Oh,
you would agree, wouldn't you, Trooper, that it's a very relatively small amount of those records, those over 3,000 records, that have any relevance to the point of the investigation of this case?
No.
Well, then how many records do apply to the investigation of this case?
Again, I'd just be guessing, but I think a good portion.
And what's a good portion?
I don't know. I don't have a specific number.
Not sure what the bailiff was doing. Looks like he might have grabbed a note from somebody, possibly a juror. He's now walking around the courtroom. Here's a little distraction with the awful cross-examination. Oh, gee! Bailiff walks up to the judge, says something to the judge.
I got it.
Counsel, see if the side of the bench.
Judge calls a sidebar. So this is a, I guess you could say a juror-instituted sidebar, but they're not a part of this. Possibly I don't think this would be a bathroom break. This is something else. Gail, by the way. Gail Pett, 33 months makes you an OG. Yes, some of this cross-examination is just crazy, spicy, and wild. Sandy, thanks for all the gifted memberships there. I know there are a couple messages here I did not get to click on. Amanda, so sorry for your daughter. We'll keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Selena, why is this relevant? Great question. Josh gifted 5 memberships as well. Vic Stefani, member for 22 months. Been away for a while, but happy to be home. Love all of you. Donna Littlefield gifted 5 memberships. Judy M, member for 24 months. It's 2 years. Woohoo! Recovery Addict rocks. So does everyone here. Thank you. Kills Bells. Thank you. Kelly H as well comes in with a super sticker. So, wow, this case has a little of everything, and a little. I guess I thought it was a little, but it's a lot of some things. Jurors asking, "Can we move on, please? Can you please pass out the verdict form?" Well, what do you think the juror could say here? Problematic things? I can tell you problematic things. I just realized
I understand somebody needs an unscheduled break, and the day is getting long. Just at the 3:30 hour. We've done a lot of work today, so I'm going to let you, of course, use the facilities, but I'm also going to send you on your way for the day, and we'll be back ready to work. The weather. I know you guys aren't watching. You're not listening to the news media, so the weather probably looks like nothing better, as my would say. Safe travels home. Before I leave you, I want to remind you, jurors, don't do any research about this case. Continue to be vigilant about not listening to any news media, any social media. Talk to anyone, don't do any research about the case. Continue to have open minds. With those warnings, you're ready to come home for the night. I appreciate your work. To see you back. You're ready to work in the morning.
All rise for the court, please.
The jurors say we've heard enough. Well, let's call it for the day. They asked to go home. Somebody asked for an unscheduled break. Apparently, the breaks go like this. We start at 9. We go till about 10:30 or so. We take a half-hour break. Then we go till noon or 1 o'clock, and then we take a break, an hour long for lunch. We go till 2, lunches till 2, and then we go till 4. So that's the rough schedule. The jury is indicating that might not work for them, and have called an audible here. And so we need a break. So the jury's headed out right now, which means that the Mr. Nicholas Guarino is going to be remaining on the stand.
Please be seated.
When we start tomorrow morning.
To shut off their water consumption at about 1:45 to make sure we make it through the 2-hour afternoon. I'm joking. List. Does anyone need to raise anything with me this afternoon before we suspend?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So, Kamal, tell me who's on the agenda for tomorrow. We'll finish up with this trooper, and where are we going from there?
So we will have keepers of the records from Uber, Lyft, and JetBlue.
Nice.
We would have Sergeant Reardon from Cohasset PD, who is a K-9 officer. William Foley from U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Michael Kenyon from Swampscott PD. Maybe A.B. Waterman from the Massachusetts State Police. And then familiar. I'm trying to determine if we're going to have, based on witnesses' availability, is it going to be Connor Keefe, Davis Gould, and Heather Sullivan? I've been calling her Sutherland for about 2 months now. I apologize. So my hope is that in the next 20 minutes I'll be able to email counsel and let them know what that lineup will be.
All right.
But I think that would take us easily over a day to accomplish Sullivan, Gould, and Keefe. The others I think are very quick and we can get through pretty easily.
So it is actually more important that you're talking to each other than you're telling me what's going on. And I appreciate your continuing efforts to do that and to...
And we can alert the clerk, too.
Oh, I know. She just saved me from some of the messages. Anyway, it's more important that you're talking to each other.
Yes, Your Honor.
Keeping me informed as I need to be. Anyway, everybody all set?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
All rise.
Good night. Judge grabs her stuff. She's literally loading up her arms. She's like, okay, and I'm out of here. And she runs. I do like this judge. I like her a lot. She's doing a great job. Prosecution lines up what's happening tomorrow. We're going to finish up, obviously, this witness. Defense is going to finish the cross-examination. We might have a little rebuttal. Probably not, because defense really didn't gain any ground here. And then we've got 3 keeper of records. The keeper of records, here's what I'm hoping for. Please wear your company shirt. Rep the company. Don't come in the suit and tie. Look, you're here on subpoena. And you know what that means? That means the court wants you here as you are. I'm all for showing respect for the court as a member of the media, as a member of the public, as a defendant. Oh, well, as a defendant, you want to show respect to the judge because, you know, they have a lot of power, and lawyers as well have to be dressed appropriately. But let's just, if you're subpoenaed, wear your work shirt. Convince your boss to give you a bonus for it. Like, this is free advertising. JetBlue, heaven knows you need it. Okay, you take what you can get. Yeah, it's a murder trial, but you know, worse things have been said about you. Just saying. Anyway, JetBlue, just singling you out there. But a juror said they need to go to break, and we're half an hour before the end of the day, and the judge says we can either take a half-hour break and then be done, or we can just be done. And she went with the latter. So it's not even 1 p.m. here. This is the court schedule. 2 hours after lunch. That's it. 2 hours. And then it's go home time. So Crazy day today. If we go all the way back to beginning, late, did I miss anything spicy? Greeners. Greeners, thanks. A couple of you strayed too close to the line. Burned your wings a little bit, as the case may be. Today began with our wrap up of the interviews, the recorded interviews. They weren't the worst audio we've ever had, but they also weren't the best. And hearing Brian continue to lie about Anna's and his life and their existence, and her being okay and just he not knowing where she was, lying about the kids and saying goodbye and everything else. Those lies just kept on coming, and he got challenged on a couple of them, and eventually at the end of the interview they basically said, so we got your devices, and man, look what we found. And that pretty much ended the interview. And then the next time they came back, it was with the arrest warrant, and they nabbed him and took him in. So that's the end of the interviews. Then we went from there straight to the Google searches, which is a logical transition because the interviews led us to the electronic devices, and the electronic devices had all the Google searches. We've been delving in that world and the dark underbelly for quite a while. And it's been interesting, to say the least. Apollo flew close to the sun. Yes, he did. And got burned. The Google searches done by Brian Walshe, and I say Brian Walshe because no one else in that household was either alive enough to do it or B, old enough to do it. The searches done by Brian Walshe on those devices are nearly strong enough circumstantial evidence to stand alone in a murder trial and gain a conviction. That's how it seems to me. They're looking at that and the physical evidence they found. That's it. Why would we need anything more? We've got the cut up rugs. We've got the Tyvek suit with blood on it. We've got we've got his Google searches. How to Google? How do you get DNA off of a knife? Does a dishwasher clean the DNA off of a knife? How long to inherit? Everything else. It spells out the motive. It spells out the story, and it does it in a manner that's time by time, minute by minute. We can literally, in our heads, see what is happening in that household, and it fills in all the blanks. He did that for us, and because of that. Graders, you're good. Just don't do it again. It was been a very spicy day, and of course the defense trying to distract. Don't look at the murder questions. How many questions did he ask challenging the trooper Guarino? How many questions did defense ask him about searching for how to clean blood off of the floor? And zero, none. Instead, he jumped straight to the Corrin issue. And dives into that, trying to say, have you been there? Did you watch it? How do you know? It could have been a favorite actress. All this stuff, just completely not related, not at issue at all, and wants to focus on that the whole time and distract the jury, probably not buying it. But it's been a day and a half. We knew that was coming. Coming up, we have more business records. Obviously, we've got 3 business records. JetBlue, I forgot what the other 2 were. 3 people that are going to come in. I'm just calling it, at least wear a logo, a polo shirt with a logo on it from your company. Nobody. This is a nobody case. Blood, bone fragment, Tyvek suit, stained rug, clothing, jewelry, purse, coat, boots, COVID ID card, COVID vaccination card. We've got everything else but no body. And unfortunately, the body was most likely incinerated as it was disposed of in pieces in various dumpsters around about the area. All done while Brian was wearing an ankle monitor under federal monitoring for his federal case involving art theft, which you just can't make this stuff up. So there we go. That takes us to the end of the day. The end of the day. Solo cuffs? No, but we have the same. We have the same Massachusetts State Police Department. Proctor's in here. We're going to hear him probably on defense. They're probably going to call him and bring him up there. Might drag him through his darkest days, if you might want to put it that way, for just to distract again the jury from this whole thing. See if the taint from, can I use that word? The taint from Michael Proctor can somehow be transferred to the rest of this case. Anyway, all right, it's been a great day. Thank you. I want to thank my mods who've been working overtime today. They're absolutely amazing. Thank you for all that you do. You're absolutely wonderful. It is a joy to work with you, knowing you guys have my back. Please know that I have yours. I appreciate all you do. You're absolutely wonderful and amazing. The best on the internet. No YouTube creator could ask for better mods than what I have. Thank you. Who loves you? Yeah. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love and smile at someone. Make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe till we go live again tomorrow morning, about the same time, 8:30, 8:45-ish. This court's going to kick off once again, 9 o'clock in the morning. A lot more witnesses on the stand. This is going to speed up a little bit, at least this portion of the trial. We might get through, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 witnesses tomorrow. We've only been through, let's see, checking the notes, 2 so far. So it's definitely going to get faster. Pink houses are so cute. They are. They're wonderful. You guys are amazing. Thanks for all your support. You make it all possible. Thanks for the way you treat each other. This community is the best. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.